So my presentation is a comparison between Mozart and a modern day group called Odesza. So uh, the first group that we're focusing on is Mozart and his Concerto 21. Concerto 21 is part of one of many concertos composed by Mozart, and this concerto was completed in March 9th, 1785. Concerto 21 is also more popularly known as Elvira Madigan, which is a Spanish movie that was famous in 1967 and also went by the same name. Concerto 21 is part of a three-movement concerti, in which the first movement is a more bright and fast-paced piece, while the second movement is more slow and dreamlike and puts you in a more like a lullaby state, and the third movement also picks up and is more energetic and is more upbeat. The interesting thing about this concerto and other concertos that Mozart has composed is that whenever he performed his concertos, he would do a live solo of the concerto, and those solos were never written down because he improvised them on the spot. The movement that we are focusing on today is the second movement, the Andante, which is also known as the Elvira Madigan. The second movement is a very string-heavy sound. It starts off in a very piano sound, and then it crescendos into a more louder sound. Then this piano acts as a solo, and it acts as a second melody of sorts. The sound is very dreamlike, and it puts you in a very calm mood. There's a lot of modulations in this particular movement. The movement starts off in F major and then goes through several modulations, and then it finally ends on C major after all those modulations. So here is a little piece of the song. Okay, so that was the Piano Concerto 21. So going on to the next group is Odesza. Odesza is a modern day group, and it's a EDM group. EDM is more commonly known as electrical dance music. This particular song that we're focusing on is called "It's Only," and the history behind the song is that it's supposed to represent time and how the time moves forward and never stops for anything, and within that range of time, it's supposed to represent the good and the bad and all the things in between for that happened to humanity. And this song's kind of supposed to represent that entire uh, schematic. The song first starts off in an arpeggio-like manner with chimes that are very rapid and they repeat well into the song. Um, because it is a modern day song, it is very technology heavy, and it deals with a lot of uh, a lot of use of autotune and other synthesized sounds. This particular song, when it's performed live, has a lot of drummers on stage and uses many types of drums. Um, More things about the melody is that this song has a lot of melody changes, and it goes from one melody to another, and it's not very easy to hum along to, and which is in contrast to Mozart's Concerto 21, because it is somewhat relatively easy to hum along to. This particular music piece is part of the 21st century music era, and it's a very upbeat song. Okay, so to kind of wrap things up, some of the comparisons between both of the songs is that they both serve to kind of leave the audience in a positive mood. However, like, the mood is different for both songs. Odesza is more upbeat and it gets the audience to be more energetic over time. However, Concerto 21 is slower and it's more relaxing to the audience, and it's kind of like a lullaby, so it puts you in like a very dreamlike state. One thing that's very similar between the both of them is that they start off in an arpeggio-like manner, and they both start off in a piano dynamic and then crescendo to a louder sound. That's my presentation.